It's 23 poets from Western Sydney. All proceeds go to Bankstown Youth Development Services, who published it. They provide artistic services in a very arid area of Sydney that is just about waking up. I grew up in Parramatta and I relate a lot to those kids out there. Western Sydney is a sleeping giant, and it's very exciting to see the leaders of the future coming out. So please support this book. I'm a performance poet who's morphed into a print poet, sort of. So what I'm doing is a little bit different. And of course I just pressed the wrong thing on my phone. So I've got to wait for it to load. Here we go. The bells of hell go ting-a-ling-a-ling for you, but not for me. The little devil sing-a-ling-a-ling for you, but not for me. Sometimes a good person wants to do a bad thing just for the hell of it, for the thrill of transgression without confession, just to see how it feels to walk on the dark side, the wild side, the side that there's no turning back from. It all started when I discovered I was invisible to normal human eyes. I had fallen into the world of the glamour. Now you think of glamour as something celebrities have, something sold in magazines, movie contracts, rock concerts, magazine covers, paparazzi snapping at all hours. That's just the tip of it. The glamour is so much more. The glamour is the unsuspected underworld to our human lives, seductive and sinister, peopled by those who can never be seen. It exists on the edge of reality, full of doubt, behind a veil of invisibility. We all love glamour. The way we dress, we talk, we walk, all create the way we want to be seen. We wear certain clothes, drive particular cars, live in certain areas, all to project an image of ourselves. When we fall in love, we are blind to what we don't wish to see. Fall out of love and we feel cataracts have been removed from our eyes. We now see so clearly the fault of that bastard. What on earth was I thinking? I discovered the glamour by accident. Shop assistants stopped serving me, even when I was first in line. The assistant would look straight past me at someone younger, prettier, thinner. Even if I spoke up, the assistant didn't respond. Even if I left in a half, dumping the goods I wanted to buy on the counter, the assistant wouldn't call me back. It was as if I wasn't there. The glamour soon extended to other parts of my life. People I knew would walk straight past me on the street. They wouldn't turn around even when I called their names, as if they couldn't hear me. Driving my car, I'd put my blinker on to show I was changing lanes. Some idiot drove straight into the driver's side of my car while I was in it. "I didn't see you there," she protested. "The sun was in my eyes. My car is bright red." I would sit at my desk in the office and the boss would say, right in front of me, "Where's Lou?" "I'm right here," I'd say. And the boss would say to the girl at the next desk, "Tell her to see me when she gets in." I'd go to the boss's office. "I've been here all day," I'd protest. Even when I came back from holidays, the boss said right in front of me, "Oh, so she came back after all." I tested out my theory. I'd get in later and later, take longer lunches, napped under my desk. Eventually I stopped going to work altogether. Nothing happened. Payments kept coming into my bank account. No one called to find out what had happened to me. I decided to test my theory in public. My knickers were slipping down to Rio because the elastic had perished. International Women's Day tip: do not wash your dry your knickers in the dryer, hang them on the line. So I took my knickers off in public. I had a long skirt on. So I sat down in a bus shelter and inched those baggy knickers down until they reached my ankles, pulled them over my shoes and whisked them into my handbag. Cars were driving by, a young couple was canoodling in the corner, and no one noticed. Maybe I'd been too subtle. Time to escalate. I took off all my clothes and stood waiting for the bus. It was a little chilly, but this was an experiment. I flagged the bus, it stopped, Someone got off and then the bus driver shut the doors and pulled away. No one in the bus looked at me. They just kept on doing what they were doing. I knew then that I was truly invisible to the world around me, and I started to see the possibilities. I started out with baby steps, not paying a train ticket, crossing the road against the lights, nicking a packet of gum, stealing a whole set of glasses from the pub because they looked so nice in my house. I got away with everything. No one stopped me. My house filled with designer accessories and Tiffany jewels. My fridge stocked with pate and Veuve Clicquot. I was on the stage with the band at every concert in town for free. I could walk anywhere and do anything. Think of the possibilities. I thought of bigger crimes. Smoking pot outside the cop shop. Cooking up meth like that guy in Breaking Bad. Sticking up banks. Avoiding taxes, now that is really a crime. Setting up an international Ponzi scheme. But then I realised those ideas were too easy, and some of them actually involved hard work, which I was no longer used to. My new glamour of invisibility was a perfect weapon. Free of the world, I can take on the biggest, baddest crime of all. What to choose? Who to kill? So many people worthy of my attention. That bastard who killed the last western black rhino on Earth so some goblin with a micro-penis could pretend he was a man. Give them both Ebola virus and watch them bleed like that rhino. The politicians who watch children drown in the ocean in ramshackle boats. Send them off in an open boat with no compass. The wicked witch of the West who hoards her money like Smaug the dragon. Let her suffocate under the weight of her wealth. The factory owner who lets his employees burn to death so he can save a few bucks. Let the rats eat his face off. The man down the road who beats his wife and kids after the pub closes. Like Tantalus, keep the bottle in view, but always just out of reach. I could go on, but what's the point? There's too many of them. Kill them and more arise in their place. I am just one person, even if I work day and night. I could never get them all. So my friends, I now have the solution. I will create an army of all of you, unwanted, unwashed, unloved, unheartened, unheard, unsung, invisible ones. There's a new zombie apocalypse and we're ready. Who'll join me? Oh, death, where is thy sting-a-ling-a-ling? Oh, hell, thy victory. The bells of hell will ring-a-ling-a-ling for you, but not for me.